Okay, so we decided we weren't in that big a hurry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our soft feel a little bit too. So when Alex was taking the horse and bending it left and right, that was lateral flexation, okay? I call that kindergarten flexation. The next step up is gonna be vertical flexation. So she's gonna take her reins and she's gonna hold them evenly. Her hand's gonna be a little bit wide apart and she'll apply equal pressure on both reins. As soon as that horse breaks at the pole, yields at the jaw and gets soft, head breaks down like this, she's gonna release, okay? You want that horse to understand when you gather your reins up and pick up on your reins, that horse needs to get soft. The instant they get soft, you release. So Alex is gonna show you what she does. Nice. Good. Now, as this horse is doing that, he's not only giving her a soft feel, but what he's doing sometimes too is he's just lowering his head. So if you're picking up on your reins and the horse is just lowering his head, and he hasn't taken the slack out of the reins, which I mean he hasn't come back and given to you and softened, all he's done is lowered his head, and the weight has remained the same on your reins, you don't release. So what you're doing is you're looking, this being the horse's head, when you pick up on your reins, he needs to drop his nose like this and throw a little bit of slack in the reins. You wouldn't be where he's just putting his head down. And he's doing both. He's starting out to where he gives you a little bit and you're released, and then he puts his head lower. Okay? So let's just pick it up and try it again. There you go. Keep his head straight. That's why I said to start with there, you want your hands fairly wide, that way your horse can be centered. You can keep him straight. Now he's saying to you, oh, do you want me to back up? As soon as you get soft release, we'll do the back up next. Good. Good. Now on this horse, he's really trying to please you. Good. You could just drop and throw some slack in your reins right now, Alex. So this little horse, you guys, he's really trying to please Alex. So when she's taking the slack out of the reins, he's finding that soft feel, and he's going to the point to where when she's releasing, he's even dropping his head a little bit lower and saying, is this better? Is this better? You want your horse to understand there's a spot in there that's where he needs to be soft, where he's gonna get a release. If his head's too high, there's no release, and if it's too low, you're not gonna get a release. So if your horse Alex is doing that to where he's putting his head too low, searching for that release, just take one rein and just bump him to where he understands, I don't want your head way down here. It'd be no different than if you picked up on your reins and he put his head up high and pushed on your hands. You just remain firm. When he came off that pressure and lowered his head, you'd release. There's a spot right in the middle, not too high, not too low, right in the middle where he's gonna balance and come back through himself and release, okay? So this is kindergarten flexation. This is where it all starts. When she picks up on the reins and that horse comes back to her, you would reward him right there.